What up, YouTube? You already know. Latin assassin himself, your boy Big Lou, tapping back in. But what it do with Big Lou at FCR2? Baby. First time you're coming to the channel, it'd be highly appreciated if you hit that subscribe button. Followed up by the thumbs up, and also sharing the channel with your family, friends, folks, peoples, buddies, pals, amigos, and like us puertorriqueños, boricuas, jibaritos, potorros, pana, paya. And you do that by hitting that subscribe button, following up with the notification bell, and then selecting all. And you'll be informed each and every time that anything is uploaded onto this channel, by this channel. If it's either a pre-recorded video like this here, 55-second shorts or less, and a live stream video. So the topic here, Ja Morant. I've been wanting to talk about Ja Morant for a while, and then I read a story that came out today about Ja Morant. Basically, what I want to touch on is the fact, is Ja Morant making big mistakes, with these posts that he continues to post. Oh, well, he hasn't did it in a minute, but he had posted a couple of times on his Instagram, or I don't remember if it was Instagram, but social media of him, showing and exposing a firearm. That it shouldn't be at any time. Professional athletes should be, conducting themselves in this manner, let alone being involved in stuff such as, kicking it in the hood, going to clubs, starting troubles, fights and worse, dog fighting, selling dope, showing pistols in your posts. It just doesn't make no sense, man. You made it to the big time already. Why would you want to jeopardize that? Why continue to jeopardize that by getting yourself suspended, getting yourself fined? You know what I'm saying? You made it. You made it. Build on that. Don't go backwards. You know what I'm saying? Build on that. And he's a superstar. He's a star. Now he's a superstar. You know what I mean? I just can't wrap I just don't understand, guys such as, Aaron Hernandez, I don't know if I would say Plexico Burris so much, but nonetheless, he was in a position that he, it did help ruin him, right? Michael Vick, at least Michael Vick got a second chance, though. Never was the same player he was prior to the incident. Got NBA player Jason Williams, but Jason Williams might have been different because, and I don't mean the point guard from Sacramento Kings, Jason Williams. I'm talking about the power forwards from the New Jersey Nets. Where else did he play? I think he played in Philly too. That Jason Williams, where he shot his butler, or not, excuse me, his limo driver and killed him. Right? There's more examples. There's a few more guys that I can think of right now, but I'm gonna leave it at that. They need to take their careers more serious, their life more serious, their family more serious. It just doesn't make no sense. I'm not saying that once you make it big, you just stay away from everybody and you go be in the suburbs, but it makes no sense for you to be hanging out in the hood where you grew up, if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you can swing through there and you can still see people, but to be hanging out there, I'm not saying that's what's going on here. I'm just saying as just an example. But because of his decisions, and he's got suspended a couple of times, and on top of that, he's suffered from some injuries. He was only able to play in 9 games this season. And that's another point I wanted to make too, is that when is Ja Morant going to realize that he's not going to build sustain a long career of him trying to take the ball to the hole and dunk on people, that power game. It's not going to be sustainable for much longer. Michael Jordan had to change his game. Kobe Bryant had to change his game. You know what I mean? More had to add more finesse at some point or another. Uh, and he's been injured. You know what I'm saying? He's been injured a lot, but he's only played in 9 games, and I guess he posted something with just a few words and three emojis and a few words that said next year next season 6 or something like that. Next year's season 6. So he's hoping that that his team, Memphis Grizzlies, they're in the Western Conference, which is the Western Conference is pretty strong. Um, and it said that there's a few teams that should have been in the playoffs that are not in the playoffs because the West is so strong compared to the East. But it's been like that for a while. That hopefully Memphis gets there in the playoffs next year. And so he posted this, and within a couple of hours, it said it had over 200,000 likes, not 200,000 views, but 200,000 likes. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna read this article. Uh, there may not be a more motivated player in the NBA next season than Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant. After being limited to just 9 games this season, Morant will be entering next season with something to prove. An Instagram post on Tuesday that has accumulated over 200,000 likes in just 2 hours. Morant shared some images and videos from this season and added a simple caption with 3 emojis and the words "Year 6" on the way. The Western Conference is already incredibly strong, with some non-playoff teams this year expecting to join the postseason mix next year. The Grizzlies are among the Western Conference teams that missed the playoffs this season, but expect to be back next season. Morant's 9 games this season came after he returned from a 25-game suspension, as a shoulder injury sidelined him for the rest of the year after just those 9 games. Now motivated to prove that he and the Grizzlies are still among the league's best, Morant is locked in for next season. In those 9 games that Morant played this season, there was a different feeling around the Grizzlies that they could make a push for the playoffs. While the Stars' 25-game suspension to start the season put the Grizzlies in a tough hole, Morant and the team looked determined to climb their way up the standings and at least earn themselves a play-in game. With Morant's injury, along with several others to key Grizzly players sent this season in a different direction, Memphis believes they can bounce back next season. So there it is there. So it seems that, like they should be poised and ready to go and excited for the next season, right? Because that's what we hear. That's what we always hear with this team here, right? Next year. It gets old, right? It gets very old, especially if you've been around and seen all the debacles, the mishandling, with the ownership and the front office and coaching staff and whatever. But Ja Morant's poised for next season. He's looking to get back to that superstar form, and hopefully he stays out the mix on the other end of the spectrum with the controversy. You know what I'm saying, and such. But it all starts with him. You know what I'm saying. So there's nobody to blame. But I'm looking forward to him getting back on track and become, back to that superstar form, and the Grizzlies perhaps getting back to playoff form, and see what could happen. But as long as the Nuggets are around with Porter Jr. and Murray and the Joker, they're the toughest in the West, um, by far. You know, you know what I mean. So with that being said, Big Lou gonna tap on out on this one, baby.